stream manager. Okay, stream manager is working. I'm gonna put you on the side here. Should we wait for people? Because I only have one follower.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you, man. I don't know how fast you'll get people coming in.
Do
you have a YouTube channel? Because I noticed your name says YT at the end.
Yes, I do have a YouTube channel.
What is it? I'm looking. There's like 150 heroes' journeys on here.
There are 150 heroes'
well,
journeys.
They're probably not literally, but there's more than a few.
Yeah, I guess I can post the link. YouTube. My channel. God, I know that's a bunch of letters. I really do not know if that even connects. But this, my latest video should be about our stream. In the chat.
Oh, sorry. I've got my phone here, and then I've got the stream over here. Yeah. Okay, I found it. So that's you. Okay, so yeah, you're one of the ones that's got like a bunch of numbers after it. Yeah.
It's fine that you have your phone now because I do too. I have my phone, I have a 10-inch, and then I have my laptop.
Yeah, well, for me, like, I don't have a webcam or anything, so I always have to use my phone for this stuff because it's the only camera audio thing I have. So, yeah, that's why I always use my phone for it. I would like to get a webcam, but I had a friend gave me theirs at one point, and I set it up in the corner. I tried each corner of my computer screen, and I did not like the angles. Like, it shows too much of my room. And so I in the end, I ended up like just going with this because it faces into the dead corner that there's nothing going on. So camera worked better on my phone. I'd like to find a webcam. Webcam. Now that I know, like I've got this setup, it's attached to like this thing. Like you see, I can shake it. It's like a wire. So now that I know I've got that, I could go and get a webcam and probably physically latch it onto this spot. But I have not. I'm lazy and cheap and have not done either of those things.
Well, here's a thought. I think probably like summer is the best time. It says 2 years. I don't know if that's actually us or someone actually watching. I should at some point, maybe in the summer, do a stream where the topic is you and I ask you interesting stuff like what's your job?
I
How'd you get
mean,
to where you
I've had
are?
a couple people ask me that before, and I've so far always like kind of turned them down because I don't like. There's a difference between like what you're doing and like I've had like people from the actual media ask me, and I always kind of turn it down because I've done interviews in the past and they haven't gone well in the way I wanted them to. Like they'll ask me like questions and then they'll cherry pick pieces to kind of make it sound less positive. Like I had one, I told her, I'm like, look, I've done interviews in the past, and when I've seen the final product, I have not been impressed with the way they've presented it. And she's like, oh, that's not going to be the case here. Here's the questions. I'll even show you the questions ahead of time. So she sent me a list of like 15 questions. So I answered her 15 questions. Out of the 15 questions, she took one full answer and then 3 part answers out of the whole thing. And I'm like, you picked like some of the most uninteresting parts. Like like I know it's clearly different than in a case like this here because it would be, the full thing is going to be said and all that stuff. I'm just like stating out like in the past I have had that very problem, with media members in the past. I had another one. They followed me around for half a day in Toronto, and in the end, I was on their like they spent a half day following me around to see what I was doing there for the film festival, and then they did like a 4 minute piece, and I was in it for like 25 seconds, and I'm like, why did you follow me around all day if you're gonna just like take random clips from other people? Like, just weird little things like that, you know.
All
But
right. Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess we should get started on the topic because in case you have to go, like you said.
sure.
Welcome everyone to the Twitch stream. This is, like the title says, discussing the new Canadagraphs fall a minute ago. Discussing the new DC slate. About what was it, 3 days ago? Was it 2 days ago,
Two
Canadagraphs?
days, 2 days ago, 2 days ago. Because I did a stream the day it came out. Let me see what day that was. I think it was 2 days ago though. Live 1 day ago. Oh, it was 2 days ago. Sorry, yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah.
2 days ago, James Gunn, as promised, released a DC slate with I believe it was 10 projects. So we are going to be discussing that. Canadagraphs, introduce yourself.
I'm Canadagraphs. My name is John. Most people that know me probably know me through set photos you have seen from like Arrowverse shows or some other, content that's been around. I usually post a lot of like set spoiler stuff. It's kind of a side job for me. Like my main job is usually like getting autographs, but since I'm already at the sets, I'll also take photos at the set, and those end up out there, and people usually end up talking about them. So yeah, that is what I am.
All right. Before we actually get into, there's two things I'd like to just discuss. First, if you saw my video on YouTube where I told you I am going live, in the chat, I actually have posted the rules. And yes, my channel does have strict rules. And the reason for that is because I want everybody to have a good time. I don't want people to come to my stream, think, oh man, it's a long day, just want to watch some stuff, and then somebody trolls them in the comment section. So strict rules are so that trolling is decreased to a very minimum. So do check those rules out. And second, normally I do stream on Twitch Thursday nights at this exact time, but next week I will not be. Instead, next week on Sunday I will, and that is because of the Super Bowl. And I'll be live earlier, and we will be just watching trailers and discussing what happens in the trailers. I will see if any guests are available. I know Canadagraphs is busy, so it is not confirmed whether you would be a guest for
Yeah, I
that.
can I can never be that sure that far ahead. Like I even told you for this one, like you can ask me the day of. Best to ask me a couple hours before and see if I'm still available. So yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Let's see. Thing is, I have two monitors, so I'm actually going to screen mirror, which would block my Twitch dashboard. But that is perfectly fine. Let's
Mhm.
let me get the share screen. Windows. Yeah. All right. So we have the DC slate here. Superman Legacy. Gunn is currently writing a screenplay, and Saffron is hopeful the filmmakers will also direct the DC movie. Canadagraphs, do you know who Saffron is?
I mean, I only know him since all of this news about him coming as co-CEO is out, and like, the business model they seem to have gone with when they decided to go with this Gunn Safran combo is Gunn is your creative guy. He's the guy that will come up with the ideas, and then Safran's the guy because his business is producing, so he's a money guy. So he's on the other side looking at it, going, I think this is how much it's going to cost. and then they get together and try and figure out what's going to work. So that's kind of the thing, Gunn lays up the idea like, hey, how about a Superman movie? And then Safran goes, here's the budget we're probably going to need for that. And then they pitch it to Zaslav. Is probably a rough estimate of how things go.
Now, you said picture to Zaslav. Does that mean that of the movies we discuss here, Zaslav can, as the fan, not fans, as DC people would say, axe it? Can Zaslav axe the content?
Yes, technically he could, but I think these would be projects that he would have given them the okay to go ahead with. I don't think James Gunn and Peter Safran sat there, came up with a list of things and like, let's announce it and then worry about it later. I think they would have went to David Zaslav and been like, here's 18 projects we're interested in doing. And David Zaslav goes, well, here's 11 I'm okaying, and the other 7 we'll get back to you on. So that's the 11 that we've seen them announce. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably had other ideas on the table, and Zaslav was like, I don't think that can work for this price. This is, et cetera, et cetera. And they didn't get the okay to do those ones. I think the 11 that they announced in this were the ones that they got the okay to go ahead with.
Well, that actually makes logical sense. And you are the expert when it comes to these. Superman Legacy will not be an origin story, but will focus on Clark's struggle to balance his superhero life and his human one. The story will explore Superman becoming a beacon of kindness in a world that believes kindness is old-fashioned. Canadagraphs, to me, that the Clark struggle to balance his superhero life and human sounds a lot like Superman and Lois season 1.
When I read that line in that way that it's worded, yeah. I actually, it sounds almost exactly like that. I don't know if. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
It's fine. You can continue.
Okay. I don't know if they worded it that way because they know that Superman and Lois is a relevant thing right now, and they're kind of just looking for a little morsel to get people connected to it, or if the wording just lucked into sounding that way. But yeah, when you read that one line, it sounds very much like that.
Now, Superman and Lois obviously is a series with, how many episodes did season 1 have? I don't remember.
15, I think.
Okay, so they had 15 episodes to go into Clark trying to balance that. While Superman Legacy would be, honestly, like a 2-hour, 20-minute movie. How do you think it will be different from Superman and Lois?
Well, one of the things about Superman and Lois, you have to remember they have side characters that we're also investing time in. You have the kids, you have the Cushings. So yeah, there's 15 episodes of content at 40 minutes an episode, but a third of that is other people. And then if you also take Lois out as a primary character, she might just be a secondary character in the movie. There's probably another 3 to 5 episodes of content. So you're now looking at about 6 or 7 episodes of content to fill a movie. When you look at that, that's about 280-ish minutes, which is still more than a movie, but it's a lot less daunting than when you think of a 15 episode season, and when you think of those 7 episodes worth of Superman content, remember some of that's him fighting villains. Some of this is, doing other things with the Lois's dad and all that stuff. Now you're squeezing it down to maybe like 4 episodes of content, which is closer to the length of a movie. Now, in the movie, you're also going to have some action scenes in there, but when you look at it over the course of a season, if you take out the factors like the Cushings, you take the factors out like, what is Woolley Park's character's name again? John Henry Irons. You take out that family stuff, you have a lot less of season one was actually about the family struggles than it really like. It's part of the show, but it's not the full show. It's not 15 episodes of content. It's 4 episodes of content. So it's not nearly as daunting when you think of it as just 4 episodes of content to equal that comparative to a movie. And nothing says they have to hammer out every detail of his life in the first movie. There could be a second and third movie to add on to those. So not impossible.
Now, I know a lot of people want Brainiac to be the villain for really any Superman movie. But in a movie where we want Clark to focus on his superhero life and his human one, I can't see them immediately going into a villain like Brainiac. And I'm not as familiar in the Superman mythos as other people are. So,
Okay.
Canadagraphs, which villain do you think will be perfect with the story, but does
I
not
am
end up
even less knowledgeable than you would be at this, so I wouldn't have a good answer. Like I watch, so my before I started covering this stuff, my experience in superhero stuff was watching a movie when it came into the theater and then forgetting about it the next. Like I didn't sit down reading comic books. I wasn't a comic book reader. I did not watch Smallville. I did not watch the old Flash. I saw some of the 1960s Batman because, I'm not too much younger than the series, but I have not watched a lot of superhero stuff before it started filming here. So I don't know his back history of all of the villains he's had outside of some content I would have seen as a kid on like Saturday morning cartoons. And I can't really say that it stuck with me enough to make a decision on which characters are more prominent to him. Same goes with like Batman. I mean, I've seen more Batman content than probably all other heroes combined, and I still couldn't tell you who I think would be like the first villain he should face.
You mentioned how you got into superhero content early on. With me, it was all about renting a movie from the library, the local library,
hmm
because I saw The Dark Knight before I saw Batman Begins. I saw Iron Man 2
Hey,
before I saw
I,
Iron
I
Man 1.
also I also saw Dark Knight before Batman Begins. So yeah,
And other than that, it was whatever came on TV. We had free channels.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, The Authority. Gunn is outlining a film which is based on Wildstorm characters, not a clue who they are. DC imprint brought into the main universe of the live action. Canadagraphs, do you know who these Wildstorm are?
No, I couldn't even like give you half a clue. I would have to Google this. Let's see. Oh, there's so much to read here. I just want a list of the characters. There we go. Nope, that's not the characters. That's a list of comics. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to read this whole article to find out who they are, but I'm not seeing like anything that breaks down who the list of characters from it would be. There probably is somewhere, but not on Wikipedia.
Sorry, everyone. We both have no clue on who these Wildstorm characters are, so I guess a year or two down the line, maybe more years, when the Authority trailer comes out, we
Like,
will know.
so, I mean, here's a perfect thing to say. Nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was before that movie came out. So, not knowing who this series of characters isn't like a major problem. James Gunn made $1 billion franchise out of characters no one had ever heard of once already.
I did not know who the Guardians were either. I honestly did not even
No
know
one
they
did.
were Marvel.
I talked with a couple of people like when I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, this kind of looks cool. This looks fun. I talked to a couple of my friends who are more comic based, and I'm like, oh, what's this about? And they're like, I don't know. Like no one really knew. So yeah, he seems to have this key for finding things people don't know much about and making it interesting. You know, so this might work. Excuse me.
Now, the next movie is The Brave and the Bold, which is a reference to the cartoon Batman Brave and the Bold. This will be a Batman and Robin story with a new star set to play the Dark Knight. Past and Ben Affleck, therefore, will not be starring in the film. I think that was obvious. Based on Grant Morrison's Batman run, the story will be Bruce discovering Damian Wayne is his son. I'm not familiar with Grant Morrison's son, but is this basically gonna be a live action version of the Batman versus Robin that we had in the was it DC animated universe? Not animated universe. Have you seen that movie, Canadagraphs? The one that's after
Animated?
Flashpoint?
Yeah, I don't watch any animated stuff really.
The movie line that ended with the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Have you seen those line of movies?
I don't even know what you're mentioning.
All right.
What do you
But
know? Do you know the movie? Like the name of the movie? I don't think I have probably because it doesn't sound familiar. But
I'm actually. Let me see if I can pull it up because I always think it's either Batman and Robin or Batman versus Robin. 2015 film. Okay. Okay. It is Screamier. This one where they had the Court of Owls as a villain. One of
yeah,
the
anything animated related, I have not watched. Yeah.
Okay, so we might be seeing Court of Owls. I'm thinking Court of Owls as the villains.
Mm.
What do you think? Do you think they're too big for one first Batman movie?
Didn't it? The Gotham series did Court of Owls, right?
They did do a Court of Owls storyline, but the Court of Owls in Gotham were not as secretive
Okay.
as they are in the Batman versus Robin movie. Because in the Batman versus Robin movie, they are when the rich get together as this almost classified organization that only the top people like Batman are aware of. And in Gotham's, they weren't really that because there was a scene where, I mean, Alfred legit stabs the hand of one of them and
Mm.
during a police interrogation scene. And if you think about the size of the police building in Gotham, then a lot of people will see the lady and go, okay, all right. But you can just look at the police report. Yeah, like something in Court of Owls.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what they'll go with to start that franchise, but part of the problem is like I said, because I don't read the comic books, I don't know the depths of characters that there are outside of the ones I've already seen in film or TV, right? So I don't really know what would be a starter who okay, I know that's how Batman Begins, but I'm trying to remember anybody from it. I can't think of anyone. But I mean, they're going to start with a couple of smaller villains. They're not going to have any of the like top two or three. Although, I mean, I say that, but they had Penguin in the Robert Pattinson one, so I don't know. Maybe they would put one of their top names in the first one.
All right. As next topic, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Now, I I can. The thing is, I can see a lot. one way this could go wrong, and I know it's a controversial opinion, really, because I know many of you are like, why are you so against the CW one? Is a long explanation where she had some very questionable decisions. And I know a lot of people, well, out there, especially on Twitter, people think I do not like Supergirl the character. That is not true. So, in regards to Supergirl Woman Tomorrow, I am very open to and curious about the storyline because I like this Marvel one. I thought this Marvel one was her story was well, I can't even really talk. Interesting. And I guess what I'm trying to say is regarding Supergirl Woman Tomorrow, I think they should stay as far away from the TV show as possible. And I know a lot of people will say, can you hire the actress? That can go wrong. If they take inspiration from the show, that can go wrong as well. So, yeah, that's really the only possibly negative that I'm concerned about regarding the movie. Other than that, I am open to the idea of a new Supergirl, one in the movie. Now that got that cleared up, Canadagraphs, what do you think about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow?
I'll be honest. When I saw the title first, I'm like, oh, a Supergirl movie. Okay, cool. We already have Sasha Calle, but they've since then said they don't know if Sasha Calle will still be the Supergirl for that movie. But the thing that did stick out to me so much more than anything else was about the darker tone of this than we got in the CW version, right? Um, I don't know. Um, Again, because I don't read a lot of comics, but I don't know if a lot of people expect a dark, gritty Supergirl. Um, her character has been, from what I've heard from other people who do read more of this stuff, is always a more lighter character, and I wonder how people will take that. That's the big question: is will people come to the theater to see a character that they know to generally be more positive and light and all that be dark and gritty? They did it with Henry Cavill's version of Superman, and it didn't exactly fly at the box office. You're now talking about not even Superman. This is Supergirl. What's the price of the movie versus how much it can make? You know.
Uh, Not trying to ruin the stream, but like going back into serious negative territory. You said dark and gritty. Now, when you say dark and gritty, are you talking about the darkness the that the CW one had because she had what I would classify as a god complex and very power hungry mindset and a little manipulative. So are you talking about like she's gonna be a little almost psychopathic, or are you talking about some other form of darkness that the movie one would have?
Um, I have I've clearly never watched all of Supergirl, but I have watched probably a combined through bits and pieces over the years, three or so seasons of it. I don't get that tone from that character. I'm not going to sit here and talk for 20 minutes about Supergirl, so I'm not looking for a breakdown of the character. I don't care about the show, but that show was far more light. You had Supergirl was kind of a little flaky, a little, high spirited. She would always come in and be kind of just like perky and cheerful. The characters around her gave off that tone, except maybe sometimes to a lesser extent, maybe like Alex was a little more serious. Everybody gave a lighter tone to that show. It is where the Flash thought they were going when they started. It's a little bubbly, a little cheery, light. The show is always filming in the daytime. They didn't do a lot of night scenes. This series sounds more like it's going to be a, you know, something closer to Batman than Superman of like the 80s and 70s. It is. I mean, word for word, it says, it's like, well, Superman was raised on Earth with kind parents. Supergirl stayed on a piece of Krypton, drifted off. Supergirl, woman of tomorrow, will explore her life as she is forced to see many loved ones die tragically. This isn't going to be a cheerful series. It's not going to be a bubbly, fun, light tone to this Supergirl. And I don't know if that's going to work at the box office.
Yeah, yeah, we really, yeah, I'm also not gonna go into detail regarding the show. You said you have not watched all of it, so it makes sense that you are a little confused. And honestly, I do not blame you that you are confused as to this darkness that describes the character. But in regards to your explanation in the movie, it really does make sense. The word for word, you might have, I don't know, maybe the piece of Krypton that drifted off is a little almost apocalyptic, chaotic, a lot of crime going on. So she might be raised in that type of environment. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly can't really say. None of us know what's going to happen until it comes out, right? We're literally sitting here throwing theories at a dartboard. So not much you can really say about it.
Let's move on to Swamp Thing. I have not seen this. Was it a series? Swamp
Yeah,
Thing?
it was a series. It was one season. Um, I also have not seen it. Everybody said it was very good, but I never watched it. And once I heard it was canceled, I was kind of like, well, I guess I don't need to watch it now. So this one was one of the bigger surprises on the list for me because I didn't think anyone anywhere had been talking about a Swamp Thing anything. I hadn't heard anyone being like, hey, can you bring back Swamp Thing the series? I hadn't heard anything about a Swamp Thing movie. No one was bringing this up. And out of the blue, James Gunn's like, I'm going to bring it up. So this one kind of came out of nowhere.
A small nitpick about how James Gunn described the story of Swamp Thing, unless I am missing more dialogue. I am not. He put DC is working on a movie that explores the dark origin of Swamp Thing. Honestly, I can't tell if he's referring to the show one, as in this being a prequel to it, or if he's referring to Swamp Thing in general.
I couldn't tell you. Again, never. I don't know any of the source material.
All right. Should we move on? Since I really don't know what to say about Swamp Thing.
Yeah, do it. It's your show.
Television shows. Animated series. Oh, Creature Commandos animated series announced as a part of the slate. Gunn written 7 episodes of the series. Creature Commandos will be Rick Flag. Okay, Nina. Canadagraphs, can you pronounce that?
Mazursky.
Thank you. Something Mazur something. Mazur?
Nina Mazursky, Dr. Phosphorus, Eric Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, G.I. Robot, and Weasel.
Thank you.
No problem.
Who are the Creature Commandos?
No one knows them. This is another one of those things. Sorry, I'm just going to hide my camera because I'm going to blow my nose. Well,
That's fine.
yeah, it's one of those things. Again, no one really knows anything about this as far as I have heard. But the idea of it sounded fun. Like when I read this article is slightly different than the one I read. I think I read it from Hollywood Reporter, maybe. And there they went into like detail about these guys and like the concept of, where did I see mine? The concept of it sounded all right. Like, let me find the article I read. Oh, it's not in that one. Oopsie daisy. It'll be in this one. Hollywood Reporter. Yeah. All right. Creature Commandos, right? That's what we're talking about? Okay. So in the Hollywood Reporter one, it goes, a 7-episode animated series written by Gunn that's already in production. Originally, a team of classic monsters assembled to fight a word that might get demonetized although don't think you're a partner yet, so it doesn't really. Nazis. This is a modern take on the concept. The voice actors have yet to be cast, but the executives are looking to find people who can voice the animated characters and also portray live action versions when the anti-heroes show up in movies and series. So yeah, it's a series that sounds like it was probably set back in the 50s, maybe 60s.
For future reference to the viewers, because obviously this has not been brought up, the certain word Canadagraphs said, which Twitch may not like and YouTube definitely will not like. Let's say the word nosies instead.
Yeah, when I talked about this on my live chat, I had to pause for a second and think, and I just skipped. I just skipped over the word because I know monetization, they will demonetize for that word. But like on Twitch, I don't like. How can they punish you? You don't have any monetization set up. Like I don't have monetization set up either, and I've like sworn and said, called people idiots on like, when I'm playing, and nothing, they've never like scolded me for it, probably because there's no monetization to take away. It's almost good not being able to make any money off it yet because they can't punish you. Even if tomorrow they came at me and they're like, you know what, we think you're a problem. We're going to suspend your channel. Oh no, I've got 112 followers there. Oh no, like, I don't know. It's weird because you'll see people that have 7 million followers say the exact same word and they won't get punished at all. But anyways, this isn't a rant about media empires.
Creature Commandos, now based on what Canadagraphs said, because let's face it, I was totally confused on this one. I just like skimmed over it the first time I saw the slate. Really, that would be interesting. Maybe like a 1970s aesthetic.
I mean, we have Rick Flag Sr., who I guess that's the father of the Rick Flag we all know. I don't know if I'm assuming the Rick Flag we know is Rick Flag Jr.
Wait, we know a Rick Flag? I don't know a Rick Flag.
In Suicide Squad.
Never saw the movie.
You never saw? Really? Oh, then you have no idea. Okay, so Rick Flag is a character from the Suicide Squad. Did you watch Peacemaker?
No.
Okay, that doesn't help either then. Okay, so Rick Flag is in Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad and was in flashbacks in Peacemaker, but I believe that would be Rick Flag Jr. And another character that was also in the most recent Suicide Squad is Weasel, that's on this list. So that's two people on here that people at least have a loose connection idea to. The rest of them, I don't know any of them, but people at least know who Weasel is, and they would know Rick Flag. They might not know this Rick Flag, but they know of a Rick Flag. So.
Next, move on to Waller. Okay, the show will take place between Peacemaker season 1 and 2. Never saw Peacemaker, like I said. Because Gunn doesn't have time for Peacemaker. Uh, never saw Watchmen. Never saw Doom Patrol. Um, do you think really the only thought I have regarding Waller, because yeah, let's face it, who wanted an Amanda Waller show? Is is this meaning the next phase or the next? I really don't know what you'd call it. The next group would have what people have been asking since the Black Adam released. Can we get a Doctor Fate movie or a Jason movie? What do you think
Sorry,
about the?
I didn't quite catch the last few words you said.
Oh, we know nobody wants to see an Amanda Waller thing. Nobody was saying, "Hey, you know what would be a good idea?" An
Oh, okay.
Amanda Waller thing.
Um,
So,
I would say, yeah. I don't know many people that were sitting around going, "Hey, can we get an Amanda Waller spinoff?" But because she's connected to so many projects, I think she's got enough familiarity with people that they could make it fly. Like she has been in both Suicide Squads. She was in Peacemaker. I think she was in like one other movie that I didn't see that I heard people talking about.
did you see
Um,
Black Adam?
no, was she in that?
She was.
Okay, that might be the other movie then. But yeah, she's been in like four of the movies, right? So she's a frequent character in that franchise. Yeah, Black Adam. She was in Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, and the original Suicide Squad. So yeah, she's already done four projects as this character. So people who follow this stuff are familiar with her work in it. And on top of it, she is one of the better known like um quality actors there are out there right now. Like she's constantly up for Golden Globes and Emmys and shit like that. So she is going to have some pull. Now, the thing I think a lot of people also look at is when the idea of a Peacemaker show was dropped, every person, myself included, was like, who the hell wants to watch this? That character was awful. I hate that guy. And then it turned into the show everybody loved. So people look at Amanda Waller, and her character is a very unlikable character in all of these shows. Every single project she's been on, she is essentially the bad guy. So you're thinking, who's going to want to watch a series of the person that everybody hates? Everybody thought the same thing of Peacemaker. Peacemaker was a character that was in the most recent Suicide Squad, did some terrible things, and everybody by the episode hated this character. And when they heard there was going to be a series about him, the overwhelming thing, majority of the people on the internet said is, I'm not going to watch that. I hate him. And then they all ended up watching it and loving it. So they might be able to strike twice with Waller.
What I'd like the show, yeah, the show Waller to do is to set up a Justice Society of America movie. That would be nice to see in phase two, because I know a lot of people want the exact Dr. Fate we saw in Black Adam to return.
I would, my
007.
reality, I think my reality of what this show probably is going to be um, is comparable to like, do you watch all the Star Wars projects that have been coming out?
I have seen Boba Fett. I have seen
Okay,
all
perfect.
seasons of
Okay,
Mandalorian.
okay, perfect. That's the ones I was looking to reference. I feel
And Obi-Wan.
Waller will kind of be. I feel Waller will kind of be like the Book of Boba Fett to Mandalorian. It'll be a holdover piece between season one and season two of Peacemaker, because they're connected, and I think it will probably be Amanda Waller working on her next thing, and that will lead into Peacemaker season two. I don't think this is going to be I mean, it could have some type of implications for the movie franchises, but I don't know if that's the line they're going to go with right away. But I could be wrong because I mean she's been in 3 movies, so they could be working towards making a movie something based off decisions she makes in this show. But I think it's probably more just a carryover to fill in between now and Peacemaker 2.
That really confuses things because I think what happened after Peacemaker season 2 is the Black Adam situation. So really, we thought this new DC slate was complete restart, but now we're finding out Amanda Waller is connected to that, and it makes you wonder: does that also connect the fact that her plan was the situation in Black Adam?
I didn't see the movie, so I can't say. You got to remember though, Black Adam. You have to remember Black Adam was on the other head's slate. Has nothing to do with what Gunn and Safran are thinking. They have made it very clear that I mean, perfect example. They got rid of Henry Cavill after Henry Cavill was promised a film. They have zero interest in carrying on with things that they feel aren't gonna like fit their thing. So anything in Black Adam, just assume it's probably not going to carry through. The Amanda Waller you will get in this series, it is entirely possible will not be connected to the Amanda Waller that was in that, even though it technically should be the same character because he's already talked about how anything that is outside of this new universe they are starting from scratch should be considered Elseworlds. So we should consider all of this stuff unless it connects to the Superman and Batman movies they're coming out with, not part of this new DCU. This is just projects to fill the spot until they have enough of their stuff built up to make what they're getting to. I think nothing from Black Adam's ever going to be mentioned again in their franchises.
Huh. All right. We'll move on to the Lanterns.
Hmm.
Unclear if it's meant to be Greg Berlanti's Green Lantern TV show. Lanterns centered around Hal Jordan, John Stewart. Lanterns will center around Hal Jordan. 2 lanterns, okay. It's a detective mystery. Lantern serving as a super corps. You know more about the Greg Berlanti Lantern show than I. Could you let the viewers know what happened with that?
I can tell you that what Screen Rant here is directly in opposition to what Hollywood Reporter said. Hollywood Reporter, let me find the article. Oh my God, did I close the page? Oh God, really? Okay, I can remember basically what Hollywood Reporter said. Greg Berlanti is not attached with this version of Green Lanterns. The Green Lantern TV show that Greg Berlanti pitched is scrapped, and they are starting from scratch with their own project. So this line here where it says, while it's unclear if this is meant to be Berlanti's Green Lantern show, is incorrect. It was in the official statement that this will not be Greg Berlanti's Green Lantern show. I don't know, obviously, as nobody would really know all the details of what his was gonna be about, but this is the new one.
It's now obviously with a Green Lantern show, you'd have to have an extremely high budget, right? Because lanterns always walk around with a glowing ring, and usually they have the aura. So, do you think how many episodes would you say one where you have 2 leads, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and it's a heavily CGI'd one? How many episodes do you think they could do in one season of that?
I don't know. Let me look at the Hollywood Reporter one again and see if they had a number in there. Why did I ever close up that window? Jesus. That's dumb, eh?
Do you want me to let you screen mirror that, or
Nah,
continue
I'll
with?
just look at. I'll find it and read it real quick and get back to you on what it says. You can just like continue on with whatever you're saying there. I'll be like 20 seconds.
Oh, I actually have nothing to say. So you can.
Okay, lanterns, lanterns, lanterns. Okay, here's how Hollywood Reporter mentioned it. Lanterns. Greg Berlanti's long in the works Green Lantern TV series has been scrapped, and Gunn and Safran have parted ways with the longtime DC series steward. In its place will be a new take on the space cops with power rings. Our vision for this is very much in the vein of True Detective, Safran described. It's terrestrial based. It will feature prominent Lantern heroes Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and is one of the most important shows they have in development. This plays a really big role in leading into the main story we are telling across film and TV. So it doesn't mention anything about how long of a series it is. My guess is probably 6 to 10 episodes. I mean, they're not doing 16 episodes of it. I mean, they're not going to do 16 episodes of anything they make, but they're definitely not going to be doing 16 episodes of something like this. Probably it's probably 6 to 10 episodes. I think that is the thing people need to understand going forward is they're not going to be making 22 episode seasons because they're not doing them on the CW. They're going to be doing them on like HBO Max or whatever the new HBO Max alternative will be, and they don't want 22 episode projects on there. They want 6 to 10 episode projects. Let people come in, get that content, and move on to the next thing on their list. Because one of the problems they used to have with like the CW app and to a lesser extent Netflix is people would get like fatigue from the same thing over and over again. So they would watch The Flash all the way through, and then they'd be like, I don't want to watch any more superhero stuff because 22 episodes is just too much for some people, right? So they're gonna do these 6 to 13, probably in more of the 6 to 10 episode range for most of these shows that they're pitching. They want you to have interest in watching the next thing that's on their platform.
Now we move on to Actually, before we move on to Paradise Lost, Canadagraphs, did you get any update regarding
Not
the
yet.
friend you need
Not
to
yet.
help out?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So we
All
can
right.
hopefully power through these before I do.
Yeah, we might even have a geoguessr round at the end.
Hmm.
You're fine with that because this is originally supposed to be a 1 hour 30 minute stream.
Okay.
It's honestly up to you because I
Yeah.
only
We'll,
play
we'll see.
geoguessr
We'll
with
see where
you.
it goes. I mean, we'll see where this goes.
Paradise Lost, Wonder Woman prequel. Okay, hold up. A Wonder Woman prequel series. Now, when it says Wonder Woman, is it referring to the one? It's not referring to the Wonder Woman movie that we saw, is it?
No, I believe this will be a new version of Wonder Woman. I don't know for certain, but in any case, it's clearly a prequel, so it doesn't even like it's not Gal Gadot. We're not going to see Gal Gadot on the screen.
But not the same character either, right?
To be determined, I guess. This is what I've got from the Hollywood Reporter article. It says the duo described this HBO Max series as a Game of Thrones style drama set in the all-female island that is Wonder Woman's birthplace, the Masqueria. Filled with political intrigue and scheming between power players. It takes place before the events of the Wonder Woman films. So it doesn't say whether Wonder Woman is in it or not. Just that
You
it'll
said Wonder
be taking
Woman
place on
films.
at her. Just that it'll be taking place in the Masqueria.
You said Wonder Woman films. Now, is that saying the Wonder Woman films you saw in the past, or is that saying the Wonder Woman films that would be upcoming?
There's no Wonder Woman films upcoming.
The possible Wonder Woman films upcoming.
What possible ones? They didn't announce any.
Hmm.
They literally showed you the 11 things that are coming up.
All right. Well, I honestly, I really do not have. Really, none of us have a bunch of theories regarding this slate because we are really just discussing
Hmm.
discussing it. Let's move
Like
on to Booster Gold.
this entire Paradise Lost thing is just they are. I don't know if they will. So I mean, if they do one season of this, I don't know if it's going to be very good. But if they do like 2 or 3 seasons of it, maybe they eventually get to the point where they move into introducing a Wonder Woman. But we'll see. But for now, it doesn't sound like that's the case. Excuse me. All right.
Booster Gold, a series focusing on the future tech superhero with imposter syndrome. Hold up, I'm going to look that up. Let's actually look up what is imposter syndrome. The persistent inability to believe that one's successes is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. Canadagraphs, what does that mean?
Let me read it because when you were talking, I couldn't really. Uh, I hate the way it's worded. Give me a second. I'm gonna take these out so that I can read it in focus. Okay. Basically, it's like someone that doesn't feel they deserve what they get. Like, say you went out and you finished first in a race. You would feel like, oh, I I I didn't do that good. Maybe everyone else was having an off day. I didn't deserve to win. I'm not very good. And then like you would go out maybe the next time and win, and you'd again be like, oh, I don't know how I won that race. Like I'm not this good. Like this constant feeling that you're not as good as the success you've achieved. So say you went out and like uh, stopped a bank robbery, you would be like, yeah, I stopped the bank robbery, but other people did. Like you would find some other way to make yourself feel like you aren't that impressive. You see it all the time. Social media people are like just kind of down on themselves, and the reality is they've probably done some cool things, but they don't see it as good because they feel like nothing they do matters or is important. Long answer to that question.
No, that was a good long answer because, yeah, this is really the first time I've ever looked up imposter syndrome.
I'd heard of it, but
Uh,
I'd never thought a second more of it because like it's not something that comes up in day to day talk, right?
that is true. Do you think this will be like the what was this? It's not is it Jordan in Superman Lois? Where what was it that they said he had and that did not last throughout the full season of Superman Lois? What was the thing he had? Is it
I don't
ADHD?
remember. Um, no, I don't remember what they were trying to say he had, but that was so long ago I forgot. And like you said, they dropped it after like 3 episodes, so I don't remember what it was.
Do you think this Booster Gold series will do the same thing, or do you think it will be the I guess you could say the theme of the series, assuming it gets multiple seasons?
I don't know. Let me see what the Hollywood Reporter article has been saying on this. Okay, an HBO Max series based on a unique, lesser known hero created in 1986. Safran said of the series, it's about a loser from the future who uses basic future technology to come back to today and pretend to be a superhero. Gunn described it as imposter syndrome as superhero. So Yeah, he's just gonna be a guy that came back from the future that's got cool technology, and he's gonna use it to pretend that he's a superhero because he's got advanced knowledge of things that are going to happen. He's not actually a superhero. He's just able to do heroic things because he's already got this advanced knowledge, which is probably
So
where the
it's
imposter syndrome comes in.
it's the
Oh shit!
the traditional stuff we
I
always
do
know
have.
about who's
Hold
school.
on. I just got to answer the text.
While we are waiting on him, remember that I will be streaming during the Super Bowl, and we will be reacting to the trailers here on Twitch, not on YouTube. So do come in and stop by for that.
All right, so I have to go in 30 minutes on the dot. So 8:30, he's picking me up. So
All right,
apparently, I'm not going across the street anymore.
all
So
right. We actually, I believe this is the last series. Day. It is the last
yes,
series. So yeah. Do you wanna? I'm gonna stop the screen mirroring. Uh, should we get in a geoguessr match to?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you wanna,
Oh, you're gonna have to start the
yeah,
geoguessr, and I stream it as well on your end because I have the free version. I
yeah.
think.
All right, settings. Oops, that's not what. Yeah. Uh, okay, I will send this to you via Twitter DM.
Oh, I have geoguessr open in a tab. I don't know how that's supposed to work.
Um. Okay. Well, I had to send you the link so that you can join the party, right? So I guess I can post it in here. I mean, if anyone else wants to join, I guess they can. But there's only like 3 people here, so.
I mean, I think considering we have the phone open, two of them are probably us.
Oh. All right. So do you have the link there? I put it in chat, so it's there too. Yes. No. Did you vanish? Do you know that you're muted right now?
Oh, I did not know I was muted. Sorry about that. I was I was going on to Twitter and getting the link.
Okay. Okay.
So I have it. It says, let me see. Yeah, Bam in 2004. That's me. Canadagraphs has invited you to join geoguessr party. Join party.
There you
What?
are. All
Okay.
right. All right. So I'll just create a duel. Just get in there. We will start with. You're from what? California. We'll do a California map. I'll give you a chance to maybe know some places.
Who's?
So there
Do
should.
you want a streamer? Should I streamer or?
I mean, yeah, you can stream it. I mean, I'm not the streamer here, so It'd be up to you to. Do you know how to do that? Oh, of course you do. You just have the articles up on stream.
Uh, I, I think I know. I think I do. Honestly, I'm not really sure either. Okay, shows loading.
Oh my god, that is painfully slow.
Okay, okay, it's here. It's here.
There you go.
Got it.
Yeah, there you go. All right. All right. I will start the game in 3, 2, 1, go.
For the viewers wondering, do I do the geoguessr? I do not. If I were to stream a game, it would be and if Canadagraphs is
Whatever
here,
you're
then
saying right now,
we
you're
would
you're
play geoguessr.
whatever you were trying to say there, you kept muffling yourself when you're speaking, so they didn't
Oh,
hear much of what you said.
I guess the Wi-Fi's acting weird.
Okay. I thought maybe like your sleeve had got over the microphone or something.
Canadagraphs, is it black on your screen?
No. Press refresh. You might. I've seen a few people complaining about this recently. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I have seen others complain about it. Press refresh your screen. It might pop up after that.
Canadagraphs, are you there? Like, can
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hear me
I'm here.
clearly, or is the Wi-Fi
Yes,
being weird?
I hear you, but the map on your thing on your screen is gone now. Like in the
Okay,
broadcast,
is your end
it only,
lagging?
huh? You
I
keep
can't
muting
tell if
yourself.
the lag is on my end or yeah. I can't tell if it's lagging on my end or if it's lagging on your end.
How do you mean? What's lagging?
Um, your movement and your voice was lagging, and I can't tell if like my Wi-Fi was acting weird or if your Wi-Fi was acting weird.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it's yours, and the only reason I'm gonna say that is my mobility on the game is smooth, and if that was the case, it should be choppy on there too, because it's the same internet. So
All right, we are gonna try the screen mirror again. Again, this is our first time testing it out. Okay, let's see.
okay, there you go.
Is the
There you go.
movement smooth? Is the movement smooth? Or
Movement is smooth for me. Oh, do you mean on the screen that I'm watching for you? Yeah, it is. It is
the
choppy,
stream
but
itself?
yeah, the stream movement is a little choppy. Yes.
I do not know how to fix that. All right,
No.
so this is California.
Don't worry. I've had that same problem when GeoGuessr when I see it later, when I watch it on playback later, often I will notice the same thing, but when I'm in game, I don't notice it. Like, is it smooth for you in game?
Yeah, it is smooth in game.
Okay, yeah. So I've had that same problem all the time too. The stream the stream looks choppy, but the in-game play is smooth, which I honestly don't know how to fix that. It's probably an easy fix that like some tech person could
Interesting.
be like, oh, just do this, but that's not my skill set.
Yeah. Now you said California, and it can't be down here. That's a lot like city.
You can move
I'm
around.
honestly
I mean,
guessing.
you got to remember, I'm a minute ahead of you, so I'll just sit here and wait for you to move around and get some clues because I've already found enough information that I think I can make an educated guess.
I'm guessing Medford.
Okay. Yeah, it was near Stockton. I found a sign that said Stockton and some other town I'd never heard of, so I just went near Stockton.
How did you figure that out? Because I thought down there was like cities.
Like I said, I found a sign that said Stockton in some other city I'd never heard of. So I'm like, well, it's near Stockton, you know.
That's the Google car. I think that's the Google car.
Can I
Okay, this looks
find
like
these roads? Yes, I can. I can find these very fast. Okay. Airport. Okay. Okay, so that is the entrance to the 40. This is the, okay. This might literally be there. That's the 95 and that's the 40 here, question mark. Okay, I'm going, okay, I'm having a brain cramp, and if I was in real competition, I'd probably get my ass kicked right now. No, I need more, I need to be in the middle of the road to figure this out. Okay, that's better. Okay, so it's not there. Here? 95. Ah, screw it. I'm close enough. I don't need to 5K this.
I'm guessing it's a desert area.
How bad was? How was I 21 kilometers off? Oh, I had the wrong junction. I didn't know the 95 like weaved through it. Oh wow, I won already. Okay.
All right.
What map do you want to try next?
Oh, it is honestly up to you. Like we
You want to
can
try a
honestly
world
keep
map?
going till 9. We can keep going till 9 if you want.
Well,
Because
I got a 8:30 is my hard end.
yeah, let's go. Well, let's go one more, and then we'll do the I guess last minute stuff.
All right, I'm gonna change it to a community world. To make it more challenging, I am not gonna move.
What's a community world?
It's a world map, so all the countries that have official Google coverage are covered in the map. Um, it is literally a map that was made by like 130 odd players in the community. So they all worked on little subdivisions to, it's got 100 and something odd thousand locations in it. So any country that has Google coverage, that has official Google coverage, is covered in this map.
Well, all right, that would be interesting, and I'd
All
probably
right.
be like a million miles off.
Well, I will give you at least 30 seconds to look around if I know where I am. So we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay. You can move if you want to. I'm not going to move. Just give you more. All right.
Okay, thinking. I don't know why, but I'm thinking Nevada.
Hmm.
But I don't really know where Nevada is on a map. Where's
Well,
Nevada?
I mean, Nevada. I mean, you know, you can go with whatever your instincts say.
I want to go to Nevada, but I do not know where Nevada is on the United States map.
It would be marked. It says on there where it is.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's not Nevada. It's not Nevada. That's too desert looking. It has to be at least like this area, Wyoming. Let's zoom in. Yeah, let's go to the park. It's a park.
Hmm. All right. I'm trying to see if I can find the road. Yeah, probably somewhere here. You were not in Nevada.
How'd you figure out it was Vineland?
It was the trees and the road lines. I already know what country I'm in here. Yeah, in the
Africa.
last one, the trees. The last one you had trees there that had like white and black trunks. Now you can get those other places, but they are very, very common in Finland. And then also the road lines matched up to be Finland, and I could see in the far distance there was a blue sign in the distance, but that could have been a couple of countries, but it was most likely going to be Finland. Have you been moving around looking for clues?
I'm currently looking at this map thingy that says
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man, many ani man. How do you say that?
I think it says Menyani, maybe? It might just be Manyan. I can't tell because I haven't moved up to it. All right. I have given you many minutes to look around. So
Okay, it's Africa. It has to be somewhere in Africa.
I'll give you a spoiler. It has the name of the country on the sign.
It does. And Yanni, it was Africa. At least I
Yep.
was right about that.
Yeah. You had the right continent. All right. We'll try that again.
Oh, it's 8:15, and well, Canadagraphs, thank you for stopping by. The next time we'll be streaming is not next Thursday, unless well, actually, I would be streaming. Canadagraphs, it really depends on your schedule, right?
Yeah. Like I said, you have to ask me like that day.
All right, I will always contact you through Twitter regarding that.
Yeah.
But if we do not, if I do not stream next Thursday, it would mean that I will be streaming. The next stream would be during the Super Bowl, which let me check. That day is confirmed to be the 12th. And that will be 4 hours before we started this one, because the Super Bowl starts at a 30-minute mark.
All right.
So during that, we will be streaming. I will be streaming for 3 hours. I know the Super Bowl is usually longer than that, but honestly, at that point, they should be really done with the trailers.
Mhm.
So that is what I'll be streaming. Canadagraphs, you have a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel.
Yes. Yeah.
Where, not where. If you could, could you post the link to those in the chat in case people also would like to see more of your
Yeah,
content?
sure. I mean, it's easy enough. I mean, I have the same name on every platform, so you can just like put in Canadagraphs wherever, and it will uh, show up. But yeah, here's the link for YouTube. Oops, I hit three bars at once or three keys at once somehow. Oops, there we go. And Twitch is obviously. Oh my God, why is this so slow? There we go. Okay. Twitch, I mostly am just doing GeoGuessr on there these days, but I might start talking about the Flash during the episodes again. I did that last season. We'll see if
Do
I
you
do it or
have
not.
do you have a almost like anything close to a schedule in case
No.
like people
The
want to see your
closest
content
closest thing I
before
would
this?
say I have to a
Well,
schedule is only honestly with my GeoGuessr stuff. Saturday mornings, like usually around 9 a.m. Pacific, I do GeoGuessr on here on Twitch. But that's the only reason that's like a hard schedule is there's a major tournament that happens every Saturday at 11. So I'm usually doing that as a place for people to just practice before the tournament. But outside of that, my schedule is whenever I honestly just am feeling up to doing it. Sometimes it's because I have nothing better to do. Sometimes it's because some new piece of like news came and I'm like, okay, I need to talk about this, like I did the other day with all the James Gunn stuff. And sometimes, I just look at it. I'm like, I haven't done a stream in a while. I should give people, something. So I'll do a stream even if I'm kind of like squeezed for time sometimes, just to have a stream out there. But I don't really have a very locked in schedule. I had a more locked in schedule during TV season, but that's TV season's not TV season this year, so it hasn't been nearly as clear.
I actually have college, so yeah, my schedule
Mhm.
it can is busy. Normally, my content time is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But now that I set up the Twitch here, because Twitch has is less strict than YouTube,
Mhm.
I will try and make Thursday around the same time we had this as a habit. So you guys, you can always just stop by there if you haven't seen content from me for a while. And yeah, Canadagraphs, it was nice having you on the stream. You had a lot of amazing points. And yeah, if you ever do your side streams and you just need someone to hop on, I'm always available if you ever. All right.
All right.
Um. Yeah. So far we have had Omega Wetwall, who was on my first test stream on YouTube a while back that I deleted. I believe he also has a busy schedule, so I will get in touch with him to see if he's available. And Canadagraphs, if I'm ever live, I'll always send you the link. So if suddenly your schedule clears up, and you
All
can
right.
always check that and be like, hop on anytime during the stream. Yeah. Any last minute thing? Because I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I probably should get going though, just because someone's picking me up in like 8 minutes. So, all
All right. Goodbye. Have a good day and a great week.
right. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.
All right. That was the guest I had today. Everybody, have a great week or longer than a week. Next time it is confirmed that you will see me stream on Twitch is during the Super Bowl. Goodbye.